I can't stand when people will say they got it because they were a millionaire, or they got it because they were a trust fund baby, or they got it because somebody gave them money, or they got it because of nepotism, or they got it because somebody opened the door. No, I hate it when people say that. And I'm gonna just say this too. Many people, I might get mad. I truly, me personally, I I struggle. I struggle. I'm not gonna say I don't believe, but I struggle with people saying about manifestation. I'm gonna manifest this thing here. There has been a lot of things that I have been pondering on, and a lot of things that I've been working to, or not even working towards. I'm gonna just use this example. Just thinking about all the time hasn't happened yet.
Let you know, man, you are really encouraging me, motivating me, inspiring me. God is really using you to help me
What's
out.
going on, family? I want to welcome you to AOS, the podcast. I'm your host, Mr. AOS Inspires. This is what I need you to do. We're on every single platform: TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. I need you to go and subscribe and follow us right now. We drop content every single day that'll help you with your life, because our mission here at AOS, the podcast, is to empower the world to never give up, one conversation at a time, one interview at a time, one video at a time, to help you live life at the next level. I want you to live life on the next level. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you that's watching this episode. This is going to be a dynamic episode. I need you to dive in. Do me a big favor. I need you to like, share, and comment. Don't be a stranger. Comment with us. And this is what I need you also to do. I need you to copy this link right here on this podcast, this episode, and share it with at least 10 of your friends. I promise you, it's going to help them out. Let's jump into the episode. Family, you guys are so amazing, and welcome you to another episode of AOS, the podcast. Let's go ahead and dive deep in. Listen, I'm gonna just do a quick, what's that word I'm looking for? Disclaimer. I'm gonna do a disclaimer. A lot of y'all are gonna get mad about what we're going to talk about on today, but Jimmy Crack Corner, I really don't care. I want to see you grow. Period. I want to see you grow. Here on this podcast, you already know we talk about entrepreneurship, life, and our foundation is relationship advice. Relationships is the foundation to our podcast. And watch this. Relationships is linked to entrepreneurship. Relationship is linked to life, right? Like the relationship aspect, what we talk about here on this podcast, is linked to everything. Relationship is linked to everything in the world that you're connected to. So today, you already see the thumbnail, you already see the title. I want to dive deep, because the truth of the matter is, broke people make irrational decisions, and I want us to navigate through this thing, and I want us to understand this from a different ocular lens, right? Because most people are going to get triggered when you hear money. Most people get triggered. I don't know whether your triggers came from not having no money, or trauma has come from people that had money treated you poorly, or you heard it at church and they asked for money and you just feel a certain type of way. But I want to disarm us real fast, because money is a big trigger. The word money and talking about money is a big trigger for a lot of people. It makes a lot of people feel uncomfortable. I want to create a dialogue where we feel comfortable about money and understand it. I'm not saying that I got all the money in the world. However, I do have some insight that will help recharge and re-navigate some people's thinking as it pertains to money. Because this is the thing, and I did this episode on last week. You got to check that thing out. About money. Like, you need people around you that are obsessed with money. You need people like that in your life. And the reason you need people like that in your life is because they're going to help you and push you, and they should compel you to get to the next level. Too many of y'all, and this is the big one for me. This is the punchline for me. Too many of y'all have gotten to the place where you have adopted, right? This mindset, I'm going to make it work. Many of y'all got that mindset now, and it kills me. I'm going to make it work. No. Why? For what? Like, I truly believe that, Ash Cash has this phrase. He says that wealth is your birthright. Abundance is your birthright. I believe that. I believe that wholeheartedly. right? Now, this is the thing. A lot of people don't tap into it. Why? Because they're not in the environment. Like I'm telling you guys this every single week. Environment is so important. If you're not in an environment that talks about this, I just want to drop this in your spirit real fast, because you already know here on this podcast we talk about relationship, entrepreneurship, and life. And every single Friday I drop something that's related to entrepreneurship that'll help you, whether it'll help you grow in your entrepreneur endeavors, whether it make you look at things in a different light. Every single Friday we drop something entrepreneurship wise. But I just felt necessary to drop a podcast or episode in the middle of the week, or the beginning of the week, should I say, to start your week off, just to think about this thing. Because many of you guys have you guys make, and I'm gonna just drop this. $100,000. If you make $100,000, salute to you. You should be excited, or you should celebrate yourself that you have gotten to that milestone. But the truth of the matter is, $100,000 is not that much money. Let's really be honest. $100,000, $200,000. It may sound like a lot, and I tell people this all the time. I had a conversation with a guy last week. We had a long conversation. This is the thing. When you get to a certain level of finances that you get, right? Maybe you make $50,000, and before you made $20,000. So you're like, no, $20,000 is not no money, right? Because you have gotten to a place where you got comfortable with this 20,000. Then you upgraded, or things open up for you and great things happen for you. And now you're making $50,000 a year, right? So then you get to the place, $50,000. $50,000 is feeling real good, right? Because it's an upgrade, a bump up. And really, it's not really that much of a bump up, because you're spending it in taxes and expenditures. Your lifestyle kind of slightly goes up, because 20,000 not that much. So maybe you get the 50,000. Now you're trying to play catch up with all your bills, right? Before you really start upgrading your lifestyle. But then you get comfortable with $50,000. Then you say $50,000 is not that much money. Why? Because you have adjusted your lifestyle. Maybe you're the person that was making 50 last year. Now you're making 100, right? So again, you're playing catch up, right? So now you had the 50,000. Now it's time. Now you're at 100,000 now. So now you're playing catch up, trying to pay all your bills, trying to catch up all of the negative debt that you had, just trying to clean up some stuff. If you're being, responsible, should I say, right? So now you're trying to catch up everything, but then you get to the place, 100,000 is not that much money. Because now you have become comfortable with this $100,000 a year salary, right? You've got comfortable with it. Now it's like, listen, it's really, let's really be honest. 100 grand is not that much money. Then you begin to look at it from the perspective of, I want to do this, because this is what I tell every single level you go to, your desires and your wants should, and it does increase. That's normal and that's great. Like every single level that you go to, your desires and your wants should increase. So now you have gotten to the place, I'm going to tell you the danger part that a lot of people get to, but you get to the place now where you have become accustomed. I'm not going to say settling. I'm going to say you have become accustomed to 100 grand a year, right? That's your lifestyle. But then you realize 100 grand is not that much money. I'm going to be honest, right? Now, this is the danger where a lot of people have gotten to. You have gotten to the place where you make it work. I want to talk to all of y'all briefly, all those that have the mindset, listen, I'm going to just make this thing work. Why? I mean, you really, I'm going to be honest with you, so I won't, because I can't really get mad at you. And it's crazy because a lot of people get mad at people that think like that, but maybe they've never had somebody, or maybe you've never had somebody in your life to show you a different side of life. Maybe you never had somebody in your life that had it like that. Maybe you just seen people from a distance, right? But you never had somebody up close, or somebody that you knew that got it from the mud, that you would say, listen, it's possible for me to get it the way they got it. All I got to do is just put in the work. And let me just pause that real fast. I got to deal with this. I can't stand, and this real talk, it really bothers me. And the reason I say that because broke people make irrational decisions, and also broke people make irrational excuses. It kills me because so many people that don't live like the 1%, will always say, oh, they got it because of this, or they, and I'm gonna give you a statistic. They say that billionaires will make more billions by accident. It's inevitable for billionaires or even millionaires to make more millions by accident. Why? Because when you are in that company, right, of people that's getting it like that, what'll happen is they will teach you certain tricks, and it's not really tricks, it's investments. They will teach you certain loopholes where you can put your money here. And what's going on, family? I know that you're enjoying the episode, but I had to pause to ask you a quick question. Have you ever been through anything in life that was so life altering that it changed your life forever? I mean, have you ever been and had a job and you lost that job? I mean, your dream job, you lost that job for whatever reason. Maybe you're an entrepreneur, you started a business and the business started off great and then it seemed as if it was going downhill. And now you're at a place, you lost your marriage, you lost your children, you lost some major things in your life. And now you're at a place in life where you're like, hey, this is the end of the road. I don't see it getting better. I got news for you. It will get better. And I wrote a book just for you. It's entitled Winning After a Major Loss. You need to go and get your copy. Go to barnesandnoble.com, go to amazon.com, get your copy right now. Winning After a Major Loss. I promise you, it's going to change the trajectory of your life. It's going to change your mindset. Most importantly, it's going to change your heart about your situation, because I promise you, you can win after a major loss. Go get your copy now. Barnes and Nobles, amazon.com. Order your copy now. Let's get back to the episode. I can't stand when people will say they got it because they were a millionaire, or they got it because they were a trust fund baby, or they got it because somebody gave them money, or they got it because of nepotism, or they got it because somebody opened the door. No, I hate it when people say that. And I'm gonna just say this too. Many people, y'all might get mad. I truly, me personally, I struggle. I'm not gonna say I don't believe, but I struggle with people saying about manifestation. I'm gonna manifest this thing here. There has been a lot of things that I have been pondering on, and a lot of things that I've been working toward, or not even working towards. I'm gonna just use this example. Just thinking about all the time. Hasn't happened yet. Nothing. But what I have noticed is the things that I work hard for, or work towards, or strategize towards, I get. So, I think that a lot of people get this manifestation thing, and I get it. The Bible says faith without works is dead. So you need both. You need the faith. I get that. I understand that. I digest that, and I receive that. You need the faith, but also it requires work on your end. God is not just going to drop it in your lap like, oh, appreciate it. Yeah, that $100,000 I've been praying for. Yeah, no. You have to actually put some work in. You have to actually put some blood, sweat, and tears in it sometimes, right? But a lot of people, broke people, have made this excuse, oh, it's going to happen. Just, I'm just trusting it. I'm just trusting God. It's going to happen, shawty. No, it don't work like that. You can trust all you want and it never happens. You have to work towards something. So getting back to the original point, I hate it when people say, oh, they got rich because of this, or it's easy for them to be a millionaire because they're a celebrity. Listen, I tell people that I have this in my new publication that's about to be released. You will receive it. You can't really quantify the time frame, because it could take a year, it could take 2 years, it could take 10 years, it could take 20 years. But this is the thing. You will, in fact, make progress if you focus and master one thing. One thing. So many people, they start businesses and it doesn't go as planned, or doesn't make no money, so they stop and they do something else. Nah, that's not the way to go. So many of you are starting one thing. It doesn't go as planned. It's not making the money. You can't stop working your job to do this full time. Entrepreneurs, I'm talking to y'all. And you quit and you try to find something else, or get rich quick scheme. It doesn't work. I suggest you find one thing that you're really talented at. Find one thing that you're really good at. Find one thing that you really have passion for or have a love for. I love to tell people this all the time, because when you find something that you have a love for, you would do without being paid to do. You won't just quit easily. You won't just throw in the towel like, you know what, this ain't gonna work. No, because you have a love for it. I would do this podcasting. I love podcasting. The reason I love podcasting, number one, I do love seeing the numbers grow, but I love podcasting. Why? Because I'm able to sit behind the camera and I'm able to share with you some of my thoughts, some of my opinions, some things that I believe that will help you out in life, that will help change the trajectory of your life, and also encourage you and get you to the next level. Also, I also love podcasting. Why? Because I can bring people on my platform that have done some amazing things that you can be inspired by, or you can take play by play what they did and apply it to your life and become successful. I love that aspect. Now, I told you already, we're building currently right now an 8-figure podcast. Now, I want you to go to the YouTube page right now, AOS the podcast, and just look at the traction that we're getting, right? This video, I'm looking at it now, we're at 1,300 subscribers. Pretty sure by the time you see this video, we will probably be at 1,500 subscribers. It's growing drastically. Not drastically, but it's growing daily, right? But whatever it is, you focus on one thing. The reason I say that is because I would do this for free. I'm building an 8-figure podcast, but you see the intensity that I'm going at it now. We drop 3 episodes a week. Where they do that at? I'm gonna say this. There are some people that drop a lot of episodes a week, but a lot of people that drop a lot of episodes a week are generally the ones are making money from their podcast. We're not generating nothing from the podcast. Now, we're monetized on Facebook, right? That's a couple of dollars, but I'm talking about actually from the podcast. It's not really generating any real money just yet. We have some stuff in the pipeline that's about to mature, but it's not generating 6 to 7 to 5 figures yet. It's going to, though. We're building an 8-figure podcast. And the reason I say that I have a love for this, and I'm showing you this as an example. The reason I say that is because I show up every single week, even though there's not a paycheck involved. So you need to find something that you can really horn in and lock into that you have a love for. Master that, right? Because I'm talking to the entrepreneurs on this one. I'm talking to everybody on this one. But we hear this all the time, and even me, I was guilty of it too. When I first became an entrepreneur, listen, I was making T-shirts. I was doing videography. I was doing photos. I was doing a little bit of everything, and this is the misunderstanding that a lot of people have. Oh, that you ask, oh, I got multiple streams of income. No, you don't. You have multiple streams of things that you do. It doesn't produce any income. And that's one thing that we really need to horn in on as entrepreneurs. Like, I was guilty of that. Like, I was doing this and I was doing this. Yes. When people ask me now, what do you do? I am a podcaster. That's what I do. Now, essentially, as a podcaster, I do have a book. I'm an author. I'm a speaker. Those are my 3 lanes: author, speaker, podcaster, author, speaker. Those are my 3 different lanes that I stay in as an entrepreneur, right? So with those 3 different areas, yes, those do produce multiple streams of income. However, my main focus is what? The podcast. And the podcast is the platform, the launching pad that will open up doors for my book, open up doors for the speaking engagement, right? Because I put out bits and sound bites on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, so that you can listen to the video or listen to the clip. And then, you know what, you may feel enticed, like, you know what, let me go and listen to the whole video, the whole long form, the 30-minute video, right? Let's go. So like I said, I'm building an 8-figure podcast. So what I suggest to every single entrepreneur is stay focused on one thing. Master that one thing first. Right. And once you master that one thing, after that thing that you do and that has become successful and you've mastered it, now it's cool to venture off into real estate. Now it's cool to venture off into something else. But make sure you master that one thing first, and it kills me because so many people will try to do that one thing and then try something else, but they haven't mastered that one thing yet. Now they're trying to teach other people how to do that very thing that they didn't master. Yeah, you do it okay. You do it decent. Right? You do it just enough to get a little bit of attention, right? But do it to the degree where people are like, yo, how can I book you? I want to create the same thing that you created. I want to do it exactly how you did it. I want to have the same results that you have, period. Right? So a lot of people, right? I was included. multiple streams. It sounds good. What do? I'm an entrepreneur. Multiple streams of income. It sounds good, right? And I'm gonna tell you this. I believe that everybody is not built. Let's clear this up. Everybody's not built to be a full-time entrepreneur, but I believe that everybody should have some type of entrepreneur endeavors. Now, let me clear that up. All right. Me and my friend, we were having a conversation years ago, and he was like, everybody can't be a millionaire. I said, I don't believe that. I believe, and listen, and topic today is broke people make irrational decisions. He was like, nah, he's far from broke. God, this guy's a millionaire, right? But he was like, I don't think that everybody could be a millionaire. I said, I don't agree with that. And the reason I said I don't agree with that, because this is the thing. All you have to do, this is every entrepreneur, every successful entrepreneur, it's not that they're smart. It's not that they're a genius. You have some entrepreneurs that are geniuses. You have some entrepreneurs that are very smart. However, I believe that the key element that a lot of entrepreneurs have in common is that work ethic. That's number one. And also number two is the key is surrounding themselves around the people that know what they're trying to learn or know what they're trying to do, period. Like I'm looking at Money Mayweather, right? I love Money Mayweather, right? But when you look at Money Mayweather, there's no shade against him. But when you look at Money Mayweather, you don't think rocket scientists. When you first look at Money Mayweather or you hear about Money Mayweather, outside of what 50 said about it, I ain't talking about that. But when you look at him, you don't think automatically, you don't think Harvard. You don't think that. You don't think Howard. You don't think, Hampton. You don't think that, right? When you see him, you see a smooth guy that has placed himself in the right situation, but also has a mean work ethic. That's like, yo, I ain't giving up for nothing. Okay, cool. You ain't gonna let me in. I'm gonna find a way to get in. Okay, great. I have created a situation where not only am I getting paid to box, but I'm getting paid to promote as well. Like, I mean, 60 million from one fight. 60 million from one fight. Now, if my statistics serve me right, he is the highest paid athlete in the world. I want to say in history. That's what I want to say. But of course, it should be in history, because I looked at an old clip today of Martin Lawrence on Def Comedy Jam. There was some basketball player in the audience, and it was like $3 million a year. That's what the dude was getting paid. And now, if the players now are getting well over $3 million a year, well over 30 million. Right? Numbers like that. LeBron's making $2 million. Of course, he's been in the game. He's put some time in. This is with other stuff that he has going on too. But $2 million a week is bringing in. But anyway, so I really want you to get to the place where you focus on one thing. Now, let me break down this principle real fast. Why did I choose a day that say broke people make irrational decisions? The reason I say that is because when you're broke, you will make decisions that a person that has money, and I'm not talking about a person that's rich, right? I'm talking about a person that has a little bit of money, like just doing well, comfortable. Let's say that, comfortable. They will make better decisions than the person that's broke, right? So, okay, let's look at this. It comes a time and point in a criminal's life that it goes from I'm robbing people because I need money, and there's a very small percentage of people that say, listen, I don't need the money, I just enjoy robbing. I just love jacking people, all right? It's a small percentage of those people. Now, you're looking at it from the dope game. Most people get into the game because they want fast money, right? Let's look at this. They want fast money. So they get in the game, make the money. There's another percentage of people that stay in the game because they just love the game. They love the rush. But you have another percentage of people, I don't know the percentages, but you have another percentage of people that will get in the game, make hundreds of millions of dollars and say, hey, I'm done. I've accomplished my goal. Now I'm about to transition to do something more legit. Now you do, you look at all the old, I love gangster movies and I love gangster documentaries, but you look at the gangster documentaries, there were some that, and I'm about to make a great point. There was some that got in the game, made it to the high pinnacle of dope dealing, right? And didn't want to get out because they love the game so much. Not only is it that they stayed in because they love the game, but they love how people view them of being in the game. Not gang, not Gang, but Game. They love the way that people respected them, revered them, feared them, right? Because of what they have accomplished. Now, people that, okay, prime example, people that have made it to a level. Sometimes, now let's take out the dope dealers. Let's just look at people that's making money. They will make decisions, right? If somebody comes up and does something, try for a prime example, you go to a store. What is their policy? The customer is always right. Customer service is always the first option outside of how you feel. Why is that? Because I want this customer to come back. Now, there's a major difference. Listen, broke people make irrational decisions. There's a major difference in service from McDonald's to a Ruth Chris. Major difference. Why is that? Because number one, the pay scale is different. Number two, the atmosphere is different. And number three, the expectation is different. Now you should, okay, let's matter of fact, let's play apples with apples, right? That was kind of a long stretch example. You go to McDonald's and you go to Chick-fil-A, two different type of experiences. The same setup, fast food, right? $5, $10 for a meal. Nothing crazy, nothing like $100 at Chick-fil-A, nothing like $100 at McDonald's either, right? Same, not different quality, but same setup, same style. However, the expectations are different. Broke people will make irrational decisions. How many of y'all know people that you will look at like, why would you do something like that? Like, that was stupid. Like, why would you? How many people have read stories or heard reports of people breaking into or robbing the pizza guy for $40? Why? Because broke people make irrational decisions. Irrational. What is the logic of robbing a pizza man only have $40 in his pocket? Or what? Think about this, and I'm telling you, I want y'all to look at this because a person, you don't even have to be rich. You can be a person that's doing all right in life financially. You know as best as anybody. Most people would say, I can time. Now, I'm not talking about people those have calculated and the inside and everything like that. I'm talking about those that just have it in their mind. If I go to 7-Eleven, they're going to have $50,000 in the cash. What's going on, family? I know that you're enjoying the episode, but I had to pause to ask you a quick question. Have you ever been through anything in life that was so life-altering that it changed your life forever? I mean, have you ever been and had a job and you lost that job? I mean, your dream job. You lost that job for whatever reason. Maybe you're an entrepreneur. You started a business and the business started off great and then it seemed as if it was going downhill. And now you're at a place, you lost your marriage, you lost your children, you lost some major things in your life. And now you're at a place in life where you're like, hey, this is the end of the road. I don't see it getting better. I got news for you. It will get better. And I wrote a book just for you. It's entitled Winning After a Major Loss. You need to go and get your copy. Go to barnesandnoble.com, go to amazon.com, get your copy right now. Winning After a Major Loss. I promise you, it's going to change the trajectory of your life. It's going to change your mindset. Most importantly, it's going to change your heart about your situation, because I promise you, you can win after a major loss. Go get your copy now. Barnes & Noble's, amazon.com. Order your copy now. Let's get back to the episode. Those that know better or those that have money, now when I say have money, that's relative. I'm not saying millions of dollars. I'm just talking about those that's like, listen, I make too much money to steal, or I have too much to live for to steal, right? You know that they have a Dropbox. And any decent employee is trained, or all employees are trained, but only decent employees will be like, listen, once my till hits the number that they say hit, then I do a drop. Irrational thinking will make you go into 7-Eleven, try to rob a 7-Eleven and get $50 to $100. or at best $2,000. What is that going to do? Let's irrational people would say, man, I'm gonna get that 2 grand. But a person that doesn't think irrationally, why? Because he doesn't have a broke mindset. He would say, man, listen, 2 grand, listen, I'm not going to jail for 2 grand. Some people are willing to risk it all for $2,000. Some people, that's why you have so many people because they're broken financially and broke mentally. They will beat somebody up because they owe them $20. So you ready to kill a brother, or you ready to kill a sister, you ready to kill somebody because they owe you 20, or because they owe you 100, or they owe you 5. Let's go a little higher, 5. Let's go 1,000. So $1,000, right? I get it. So many people, y'all will come back because of your mindset. You can be like, oh, it's a principle. I understand to a degree. But you're going to kill somebody over $1,000. So you're willing to risk your life to go to jail for $1,000? Are you serious? It's crazy. Like, really think about that. Play that in your mental. Does this make sense? It doesn't. It doesn't. That's why when people get caught, they sit down, they think about, like, dang, I should never did that. Right? And I'm telling you this, I'm not telling you to get money so that you can be greedy and that you can, make people feel small. But what I'm saying is, as you begin to elevate in life, your mindset will change, period. The way that you view things in life is going to change. When you have a little money, it changes. It changes. Just like this, when you buy a car and you buy a beat up car, right? I mean, you may be careful when you go across the curb, around the curb, you'll be careful, right? But those that drive raggedy cars, have you ever drove in the car, you were driving in the street and then somebody just cut you off or did something stupid? They had a raggedy car. You're like, that's why they call raggedy now. Why? Because I'm not thinking twice about what I have. Because if it get damaged, I don't care. Look at it. But when you get elevated and you get something nice, you drive something decent, you're going to want to take care of it. What is that? Their mindset has changed a little bit. Why? Because broke people make irrational decisions. Listen, I will fuss you down to the end of the world. Now, am I saying that there's some broke people that don't take care of their stuff? No, because they don't have a broke mindset. Just because they're broke financially doesn't mean that their mindset. Every broke person does not have a broke mindset. It's a dual thing. Irrational people, right? Broke people make irrational decisions. Now, when I say broke, I'm not just talking financially broke. I'm talking about mentally broke as well. That goes hand in hand. You will never become. There are no millionaires, right? Now I'm not talking about somebody that won the lottery. I'm not talking about somebody that was given the money, right? Let's scratch those out. I'm talking about self-made millionaires, those that got their money out the mud or got their success out the mud. There is no broke-minded millionaires. There's not. I'll wait. I'm pretty sure some of y'all got something to say. Leave it in the comments. Let's talk about it. But there are no broke-minded millionaires, right? Now, don't just take this part. Listen to the part I said before. There are no broke-minded millionaires. It took a certain type of mindset to get to the place where they are currently. I can't get millions with a broke mindset. I could be given millions with a broke mindset, but I can't get millions with a broke mindset. So the whole nutshell, what I'm trying to share with us is I need you to elevate the people that you hang with. I need you to elevate the conversation that you have. I need you to elevate the places that you go and the people that you surround yourself with. Because the people that you surround yourself with will keep you in that broke mindset. Broke people make irrational decisions. I mean, really, like let's call a spade a spade. There's no way around that. Broke people will make irrational decisions every single time. So what are you saying? 100 grand is not that much money. It's really not. I really want you to dissect that thing. I really want to hit something home with you guys. And really, I want us to horn in on ownership. It's a big one. Ownership. Now, I'm not just saying, because there's a big. I want to talk about this real fast because it's in the mindset. Because so many people will say, "How is it that you don't own property?" So I want to clear this up. How don't you don't own property and you rent? You're wasting your money, right? A lot of people don't break this thing down. Just because you have the credit, or just because you can afford the house, doesn't mean that you can afford the house. Yeah, and I think a lot of people don't look at it from this angle. Okay, cool. You purchased the house. Perfect. You bought the house. Great. Now, if your mindset, I would suggest this. If you don't have the mindset as an investor, or you don't have the mindset as a business person yet, I would suggest don't purchase the house. And the reason I say that, because, and don't purchase real estate, like before you do anything big on a scale like investing where it requires money. I tell people this all the time: do the research first. Get some mentorship before you go diving deep in. Don't just go watch YouTube videos, because that's what a lot of people go wrong. YouTube University. I get it. I am a student of YouTube University. It has helped me in a lot of business ventures that I've done. However, when you get a mentor, it's like a cheat code. It's like a cheat sheet, if you will, because they're going to show you, they're going to tell you all of the hurdles that they had to experience. So now I'm following it all up. I'm giving it to you. Now you got to do your research and vet these people out well. Make sure that you're not getting a scammer, right? But they're going to give you the play. They're going to give you the game, like Pushman Mitch. I love what he does about rental cars, exotic rental cars, right? He gives you the play on how you can rent your vehicles out and don't have to worry about getting the short end of the stick on the back. What's going on, family? I know that you're enjoying the episode, but I had to pause to ask you a quick question. Have you ever been through anything in life that was so life-altering that it changed your life forever? I mean, have you ever been and had a job and you lost that job? I mean, your dream job. You lost that job for whatever reason. Maybe you're an entrepreneur. You started a business and the business started off great, and then it seemed as if it was going downhill. And now you're at a place, you lost your marriage, you lost your children, you lost some major things in your life. And now you're at a place in life where you're like, hey, this is the end of the road. I don't see it getting better. I got news for you. It will get better. And I wrote a book just for you. It's entitled Winning After a Major Loss. You need to go and get your copy. Go to barnesandnoble.com, go to amazon.com, get your copy right now. Winning After a Major Loss. I promise you, it's going to change the trajectory of your life. It's going to change your mindset. Most importantly, it's going to change your heart about your situation, because I promise you, you can win after a major loss. Go get your copy now. Barnes & Noble's, amazon.com. Order your copy now. Let's get back to the episode. Like, he does an amazing job. Like, you should check him out, Pushman Mitch. But a lot of people are, I'm about some real estate. Okay, cool. It's good. Make sure that your credit, protect your credit, save money. So just in case an investment opportunity comes available, you're financially able to be a part of that deal, or be a part of any kind of financial investment or whatever, right? But do the research first. Do the research first. Once you do the research, so that when you step out there and do purchase the house, you're able to keep the house, right? And not have to do a short sale, or not have to do a foreclosed. Now, let me diminish this mindset, because so many people are like, oh, you broke if you don't own a house. But a part of the house that a lot of people don't look at or don't talk about too often is that when you buy that house, you bought that house. Whatever issue is in that house, it's your issue now. Now, when you're renting, the owner or the apartment complex, they come and fix it. You have to fix it. Either you can be Mr. Handyman or Miss Handy Lady, or pay somebody. But suppose something goes out, like a water heater, water tank, or your plumbing just mess up. Do you have the finances to pay for that, to get it fixed? Suppose you really don't understand financial literacy and you stretched out. You need running water in the house, right? Better yet, let's go here. I remember a story that somebody, they had bought a house and they were like, man, my water bill is ridiculous. The water bill was crazy. And then they had the people come out. They came out and they found out that they had a bust pipe somewhere in the house, and it was just spilling water. I mean, just dumping water. This is why their water bill was so high. But on the flip side, they bought the house. I don't know if it was a new house or they may have been an older house. They did the inspection or whatever, and everything came back good. But this is something that was missed. I don't know. But they didn't have the money to get that repaired. That's the other side of home ownership that many people don't talk about. When you buy a house, you have a house. So if the electrical goes out, let's say that you bought a fixer-upper and the inspection went well, it went great. This is the thing I always ask. I asked this auto mechanic one time. I don't always ask, but I asked auto mechanic one time when I had this car. I was like, man, how long do you think this car lasts? He said, shoot, if I could tell you that, man, I'd be the richest person alive because I'd be able to tell everybody how long their car's gonna last. You don't know. You can buy a house and the electrical checkout, all the checkpoints hit, like everything's intact, right? Everything's up to code. It looks healthy. It looks good. But you can be in the house and you can plug something up and the electrical goes out or something happens to the electrical. Like that's a possibility. You can buy a car. How many of y'all can say, I purchased a car, brand new car, drove for 2 weeks, drove for a month, and something went off. The transmission gone. You know, of course, you got warranty when you buy a brand new car, but suppose you buy a used car. It looks good, run good, ran the test, everything came out healthy, but in 2 weeks, something went wrong. And it's like a $10,000 repair. That's the side of home ownership that a lot of people don't think about. Broke people make irrational decisions. I ain't throwing no shade. I just want to talk real fast. I know this is a long episode, but I just want to talk real fast. Broke people make irrational decisions. Broke people, as far as broke financially and also broke mindset. I said, let me clear this up. Just because a person is broke doesn't mean they have a broke mindset. And some people that have broke mindsets does not mean that they're broke. Let's chop that up too. I want y'all to know that. But listen, I hope this episode helped you guys. Yeah, broke people make irrational decisions. I'm gonna say this: broke people make broke choices. Broke people make broke choices all day long. Elevate your thinking, elevate the people that you're around, and you'll elevate your life. I promise you, that's a bar. Let go. Family, I want to say thank you for rocking with us during this episode. We have been so excited to drop this episode. I'm glad that you made it to the end. This is what I want you to do. If you have any takeaways from this episode, leave it in the comments. We want to hear your thoughts. We want to hear how you feel. I want to bring content to you that's relevant to you, that'll help you change your life, because you already know our mission here at AOS Inspires, AOS the podcast, is to empower the world to never give up, one conversation at a time, one interview at a time, one video at a time, to help you live life at the next level. This is what I need you to do. I need you to like, subscribe, share this episode. If it spoke to your life, share this episode with somebody. Why? Because you are connected to some people that we're not connected with. And with that connection together, we can empower the world to never give up. I'm Mr. AOS Inspires. This is AOS the podcast. I can't wait to see you next week. Just in case you didn't know, we drop every single week, 3 times a week. Mondays, 8 a.m., Wednesdays, 8 a.m., and Fridays, 8 a.m. You need to catch an episode. Matter of fact, catch all 3 episodes. It's going to be fire. It's going to help you get to the next level. Let's go.